BlackRock is one of the world's biggest asset managers. We think it could also be one of the world's juiciest takeover targets. I'm John Foley, the US editor of Reuters Breakingviews. So big financial companies all seem to covet what they don't have. Take BlackRock, it's one of the world's biggest asset managers. It runs $6 trillion of other people's money, but most of that is in things like index trackers, passive funds, exchange-traded funds. BlackRock is trying to move upmarket because the fees on what it does at the moment are only going down. So it's trying to get into things like infrastructure, real estate, private equity. Building those things up on its own is possible, but it's a slog. What better way to take a shortcut than to merge with someone who's already got that part of the market stitched up? Here's one suggestion: Blackstone, giant private equity group run by Steve Schwarzman with more than $500 billion of assets under management, and they're exactly the kind of thing that BlackRock is trying to build up itself. Now, BlackRock can go into alternative investments on its own, but it's going to be a slog. Putting these two companies together will be a shortcut and a match made in heaven. And in a historical twist, these two companies used to be one more than 25 years ago before Blackstone spun BlackRock off. So putting them back together would basically be going back to the future. But why stop there? Goldman Sachs might also be interested in BlackRock were it to come up for grabs. Goldman is another company that used to occupy the high end of finance and is now trying to move down market, launching everything from retail banking to apps that help consumers manage their money. Put these two companies together and you'd have that perfect mix of highbrow and lowbrow. Now, there are some problems with all of this, notably that Goldman Sachs and Blackstone are both the wrong size to take BlackRock over. Blackstone in particular is currently smaller in market value than BlackRock, but its shares are growing much faster, so that could turn on its head within the next year. Of course, none of this would happen without the say-so of Larry Fink, who runs BlackRock, but then who knows, in a year from now, he could also be looking at his next move. Because when the presidential election happens in 2020, if a Democratic candidate wins, they're almost certain to have someone like Fink on their shortlist to run the Treasury Department. Is this all pie in the sky? Well, in Goldman's case, it might be, but in Blackstone's case, almost certainly not. Steve Schwarzman said in his own autobiography this year that spinning off BlackRock was one of his greatest regrets. He called it a heroic mistake. Well, perhaps in 2020, he has a chance to put that right, to make BlackRock an offer it can't refuse, and then the world's biggest asset manager will be in play.